Okay, well, today it's April 4th, and we got a wonderful weekend ahead. Believe it or not, thanks to Wave TV, a second weekend of 3 days of consecutive football, 6 matches. I wanted to be a little trepidatious at first. We haven't had this for a while in Trinidad, such is the case with our football. And we've had matches advertised before and gotten set up. And I said, no, no, every time Wave says it's coming, it comes. So I took a leap of faith and thank you to Wave TV. So let's talk, before we get to football, first things first. I want to give some predictions for this weekend's games. And if you guys follow the league and you want to give your predictions, put it down below in the comments, okay? And also before we get to that, I want to say something to a few of the clubs out there, specifically to Club Sando, Central FC, Point Fortin, La Hoqueta Rangers, Police, and recently Rangers. Update your Facebook page, okay? Update your Facebook page. If you want to communicate with the public, you want the public to, pay a little more attention to a little post now and again to see what's going on with the club would not hurt. Nobody expects you to have the resources of a defense force. They have been doing a magnificent job, like a real pro club. We realize you deal with limited resources. A free website does require a few hours a week, perhaps, and maybe it's not possible for you right now, but a Facebook page you can run around with your telephone camera and get work done. So I'm hoping that this can be done. I mean, you see some clubs bringing in players from abroad, but they can't manage one post a week on their Facebook page. Central FC, I don't think has had an update since 2018. So hopefully that is something you guys can get to. Presence is near the bottom of the table doing a wonderful job. Eagles was once doing a great job. 1976 Phoenix, Tobago. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Is it Phoenix 76? 1976 Phoenix. But they're doing a wonderful job. Caledonia, great job. So to you other clubs out there like Police, Point, and so on, come on, man. Give us a little update. Let's know what's happening with the club. It gets us to understand you better. It promotes you with your fans and so on. It promotes the league. So I hope you guys can do that. Might as well get it out of the way. Wave TV, I gotta say it again. Thanks. 2 consecutive weekends of football. Thank you very much, Wave. Looking forward to more from you. Getting us excited as fans. I'm getting to see players I've only hearing about because I live abroad. Getting to see the league I love. I thank you very much. Now let's talk predictions. Now I am no expert, but I like my league just like you guys. I follow the league, and of course, put your comments down below if in terms of who you think is gonna do well this weekend. So today, imminent football, imminent. Club Sando versus Port of Spain. Point Fortin versus Rangers. Okay, and I believe this is Mahaica down south. Sando versus Port of Spain, reasonably competitive matchup. On paper, it should be Port of Spain, and I would give Port of Spain the edge. But this league does have its upsets. Last week, I expected Police to handle Phoenix, and they didn't. Phoenix went ahead 1-0. It was a 1-1 draw. I expected Port of Spain to handle Cali. Cali went ahead 1-0, and it was a 1-1 draw. So I am not going to get too carried away with who can do what. But Club Sando versus Port of Spain, I'm going to give the edge to Port of Spain in this match. Point Fortin versus Rangers. Well, Point Fortin looked horrible at home against Prisons last week. Rangers on paper is a good team, and they play a good brand. They have just, I don't know what it is with this Rangers team. It's like a repeat in my head. They just don't hit their potential. But this one I think Rangers could win. I think Rangers could win this one. Hope I am good to mock the team. Tomorrow, April 5th, this would be at the Barracks. Central FC versus Caledonia. Eagles versus Defense Force. Central versus Cali. This is the matchup of the weekend for me. Very competitive on paper, very nice. And two clubs who started off horribly in 2023 and have really improved themselves. This is a tough one to call. I ain't gonna lie. A week or two ago, I would have said Central easily, but Cali has really been doing a good job. They've been bringing players from all over the place, Brazil, Guyana, Haiti, some of the small islands. So I am just going to say this is too tough to call, but a competitive football. Looking forward to this one. Okay, and as we said, this is at the Barracks, Ken Cook Ground. Eagles versus Defense Force. On paper, this should be an easy one. Defense Force is heads and shoulders above the rest. I figure by at least 2 to 3 goals, Defense Force. Eagles got handled by Central last week. It was only 2-0. Expected more. Eagles has just been struggling. They really have. And on Sunday, at the Rima Velodrome, we got Phoenix versus Prisons and Police versus Samoa Jablote. Phoenix, as usual, playing away from home. Tough time for them. Prisons looked really good last week against Point Fortin, but is Prisons that good, or was it just because it was Point Fortin? Gonna give the edge to Phoenix. Let's see if Prisons can look really that good two games in a row, or 2 weeks in a row. And the next one, Police versus Samoa Jabloti. On paper, looking good. Police not with this multitude of stars they had last year, but they're still doing well on the table. Samoa has been playing good football, and this match is away from the Police grounds. I've got to give the edge to Samoa. Samoa with a really talented squad. Went down 3-1 to Defense Force last week, but gave Defense Force a tough time. The two youngsters, Zoom Garcia and Sween, looking really, really good. Yes, again, Samoa, another team that 2 years ago was terrible. Actually took 2024 off, and they have come back with a bang in 2025. So I give Samoa the edge over Police. I don't know how you guys call it. So one more time, April 4th today, Port of Spain versus Sando. Give the edge to Port of Spain. Point 14 versus Rangers. Give the edge to Rangers in that one. They should win that one. Tomorrow, Central versus Cali. Too tough to call. I ain't calling that one. Eagles versus Defense Force should be an easy game for Defense Force. An easy 3 points, another chance to go even further up in the tables. And on Sunday, Phoenix versus Prisons, giving the edge to Phoenix. And Police versus Samoa Jabloti, I give that match to Samoa Jabloti. I'm sure you guys have your own opinions. Please leave your opinions down. And if you like what you're hearing, click like, subscribe, share with your friends. Let's get it on with Wave TV and let's enjoy some Trinidad and Tobago Premier League football.